Okay, so Shabbos, we're starting a new book of the Torah, the book of Bamidbar, and in a few short days we have the holiday of Shavuos. So the book of Bamidbar details how the Jews were in the desert, 40-year stretch, and it's interesting because the Talmud asks, why was the Torah, the holiday of Shavuot, is celebrating the Jews getting the Torah? And so there's a famous question, why does the Torah have to be given in the desert? You think about all of the awesome places. Now, again, granted, I now live in Phoenix and the desert's really nice, but why not the beach? Why not the Rocky Mountains? Why, why, what's unique about the desert that the Jews got the Torah there? So there's a variety of different reasons that are offered, but one of the reasons offered was that in the desert there's not much going on. And this is something that's particularly challenging for a lot of us nowadays, which is like after a long day of work, right? When you come home and finally, you get the kids to sleep and everything, what do? Netflix. And if there's no Netflix, you drool on yourself while you scroll through Instagram. Or you go, like, the crazy thing is that the way the technology has developed, we really never are bored because we always have content to consume. And the amount of content that's being content that's being created, like if you would be on your computer for the rest of time, like you'd still like not even get to one small chunk of what's out there, right? So the idea is that we have lost in a lot of ways the ability to be bored. We've lost in a lot of ways the ability to just kind of sit by ourselves, and I am just as guilty, right? And so the interesting thing is that in order for a person to really imbibe, to really appreciate, to really be able to see the beauty of the wisdom that is there, you have to sort of create space for it. You have to create an opening for it. So a lot of times saying Judaism is boring or Torah is boring, oftentimes what that means is that you haven't created a space. And if, as they say, right, that if your glass is already full, there's not much more that we can put in there. So actively making yourself into someone that can create space in your life, who can stop. That's one of the beauties of the Sabbath, right? Of Shabbos, that you're able to stop. And the crazy thing is, what you create in the space, what you create by stopping, is so much more powerful than what you create by doing. So we have a special week, as I mentioned. You have Shabbos, and then you have 2 days of Shavuos. And so during that time, perhaps what we can consider is, what are the things that we can stop in our life? How can we create more space? Because again, we think, well, what am I gonna do in this space? Like, I'm just gonna sit there like drool on myself? And it's like, no, actually, when you stop, you can actually start to exist. And when you can start to exist, that existence is so much more profound, so much more pleasurable and enjoyable than all of the other doing the rest of the week combined. Shabbat Shalom and good Yontif.